Take a look at page 151 in your book. On page 151, your book talks about compound inequalities. Now remember from English, a compound sentence is joined by a conjunction, an and or an or. In math, the case is the same. Sometimes we have inequalities that are joined by and. If you see the problem at the bottom of page 151, you see a negative 3 is less than 2x plus 5 and 2x plus 5 is less than or equal to 7. That's the problem we're going to look at first. The problem itself probably would not have the word and in it. Notice that 2x plus 5 is something that's in common in both of those parts of the problem. So the problem would actually be put together as one string of an inequality. It looks something like this. It's all strung together like that. So we have actually two problems within one problem. You would probably not see this part that's at the top of the page. You wouldn't see that in your book. You would see this part. This is the way it would start. But what you want to do is pretend it's two problems. If I cover up the right-hand side and I actually wanted to solve this problem, I would want to subtract 5 from both sides of this inequality. So instead of subtracting 5 from both sides, I actually have to subtract 5 from 3 parts of the problem. So a compound inequality will have 3 operations that you're having to deal with. The 5 goes away here. We end up with negative 8. We have a 2x. And we have a 2. Now remember that if this part had not been on your inequality, and it had just been this first part, we would have divided by 2. We still divide by 2, only we divide by 2 in 3 different places. If you had divided by negative 2, you would still switch the direction of the inequality. In this case, we don't have to do that. So we have negative 4 is less than x is less than or equal to 1. Now this is one of those weird interval notation problems. When I put this on a number line, I have a negative 4 on this end, and your smaller numbers are also on the left. This is saying x is greater than negative 4. So that means that the numbers that are greater than negative 4 are all the numbers that are over here to the right. But it's also saying, and x is less than or equal to 1. So we have a 1 down here with a closed circle. And since both characteristics are for the same graph, this line intersects each other. So when I do my interval notation, I have a negative 4 with parentheses around it, and I have a positive 1 with a bracket around it. You always have the smaller number on the left and the larger number on the right. Every time you have a problem that is continuous like this, a conjunction that would be an and, one long problem, you will end up with an answer that is continuous like this. So all of those answers will look pretty much the same.